You've seen me using Tone Empire plugins quite a lot if you follow me. They make one of my favorite saturators, which is called Lockness. They are out with a new plugin. It's called Model 5000. And it's pretty interesting. It combines two of the most famous and most used two bus compressors in one. Let's take a look at it. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on ProMix Academy, free plugins, special offers, discounts, and of course, link to Model 5000, the new Tone Empire plugin. And if the videos are helping you, you want to support the channel, but most important now, access to the members-only, exclusive, in-depth mixing and mastering videos and courses here on the channel. Without having to go on another website, click the join button down here. See all the perks of becoming a MixbusTv member, which includes mix consultations with me via Skype or email. Let's get to the video. All right, let's get right into it. If you're not familiar with Tone Empire plugins, they make really cool stuff. Lockness, like I said, is one of my favorite saturators. If you have any of my courses, you saw me using the Black EQ a lot, even in mastering. Goliath is a channel strip with different kinds of saturation, and let's play reveal. Here's the new Model 5000, which, like I said in the intro, combines two of the most popular and used bus compressors in one. It's based on the classic British console style compressor, so SSL style, but incorporates arguably the best feature of the famous American two-bus compressor, the API 2500, which is its internal side chain called thrust on that unit, which is its internal side chain curves, and it's a big part of why the 2500 sounds the way it sounds. The different internal side chain changes how the compressor reacts to the material. So you have the best of the two units. You have that glue factor that the British style compressor give you, but also that characteristic response and action of the American two-bus compressor. But that's not it. They added a couple of cool, unique features. So let's take a look at the front panel. We have the usual controls in the center, threshold, the ratio 2, 4, 10, 20, and attack and release taken from the classic British compressor. And then we have the makeup gain. You also have an auto gain button here, so when you move the threshold, the auto compensate. I like to keep it off. On the left end, we start with the unique controls. We have a wet dry mix knob and an input knob. And then this, the Trans X. This is an input and output transformer emulation that adds color, of course, to the material. And the more input you drive, the more color you get from the Trans X. At the top right, next to the big VU meter, we have two knobs. The frequency knob, this controls the internal side chain. The vari-slope filter that changes what the compressor sees in its detector. And then the lift knob. This one boosts the frequency that you select with the frequency knob. So these two knobs work synergistically together. You see at the top you have an on-off button. If you disengage this one, this disengages the internal side chain. So no matter where you put the frequency, the internal side chain is going to be flat, but you can still use the lift. If you boost this, you will boost the exact frequency selected on the frequency knob. So 30, 60, 105, 125, or 185, which basically is a way to add some weight to the material post-compression. Last very important feature before hearing this in action, they added oversampling 2, 4, or 8. So let's hear how the sound will start with oversampling at 2. I like it. There's a lot of color on this thing, like most of their plugins. You hear the lift. I disengaged the knock circuit, so I ran it linear for the detection, but I was using the lift, and you hear how much low end it adds, how much weight. Actually, even with the lift at 0, you can hear it. It adds some weight by default. I have the Trans X on. You hear the bass drum, it's a lot more present, the kick drum is present. Let's run it without the Trans X.
Heal me. I've never felt this way. Touch me. You're not to blame. I crave you as I never did before.
Yeah, I still have that snap, but definitely the Trans-X adds a lot of color. And remember, the more input you drive, the more color you get from the Trans-X. So let me show you how differently the compression reacts given the same settings by engaging the knock circuit, so the internal side chain.
Heal me. I've never felt this way. Touch me. You're not to blame. I crave you.
You see the gain reduction meter, how it changes given the same settings just by turning the frequency selector on the knock circuit. Starting from 30 Hertz, the kick and the bass are what trigger the compressor more. And as we go higher with the frequency, the compression is more relaxed and triggered mostly by mid-range and high-end. Pay attention to the meter.
Heal me. I've never felt this way. Touch me. You're not to blame. I crave you as I never did before. Hold you.
And remember, in combination with the lift, the frequency that you select here also is being boosted if you use the lift.
Heal me. I've never felt this way. Touch me. You're not to blame. I crave you as I never did before. Hold you.
It sounds pretty nice. The lift is a useful feature. I wouldn't use it by default. Like on a mix like this one, it has already a big bottom end, but it's definitely good to have on a 2-bus compressor as an option. Let's try it on something else, hip-hop track.
Sound like, what real sound like? I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the hurt did. It done turned out perfect. I'm just tryna sound like, what real sound like? I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the hurt did. It done turned out perfect. I told you I'd make it, but sound like, what real sound like? I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you.
I'm trying to level match, of course, but remember the Trans-X really adds quite some harmonic content in it, so I can try to bypass it, but I really like the sound of it. I would prefer to have it on pretty much all the time. Maybe if it's too much, I would back up the input a little bit to get a little less color, but it's nice. Let's try without it anyway.
Sound like, what real sound like? I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the hurt did. It done turned out perfect. I'm just tryna sound like, what real sound like? I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the hurt did. It done turned out perfect. I told you I'd make it, but sound like, what real sound like? I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the.
While this is really a tone shaper, it definitely changes the sound a lot when you use the lift, when you change the knock frequency. Let's go up with the oversampling. Let's try it on something else. You hear how much harmonic content, which it translates in level boost at the Trans-X, so keep that in mind. But even without it, this sounds really nice. It does something to the low end that is pretty unique. Definitely has the glue factor, and you hear how much it changes when you change release 2. That's another very important thing when compressing an entire mix, especially combining the knock circuit, so the internal side chain. Let me try to kind of squash this one and then inject some dry signal in it. When you do something like this and you go for squashed compression to add in parallel, make sure you nail the groove and find the right release. It definitely adds some nice density to the material. Of course, it's not just for 2-bus, it's a great compressor for drum as well. Nice, it really has some grit. I want to try it last on a synth and bass. I want to try that lift on a bass and see how that sounds. Last one on bass. I should have a bass somewhere here. I'm interested to hear that lift on it. A little goes a long way. Yes, definitely likes to be driven hard at the input stage. It's quite aggressive and grabby, as the British style compressor is. I think this is a nice addition to the Tone Empire lineup. Going with what I have from them, they seem to make really nice color plugin, really character-oriented plugin. So this was Model 5000. This is it for the video. I hope it was useful. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Check the info box for all the links. Follow MixbusTv on Facebook and Instagram. There's a lot of exclusive material in there. Stay tuned because a lot of news are coming up. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already and click the notification bell. It helps the channel a lot. Stay safe. See you next time.